Robert the doll, the haunted toy. Imagine owning a doll so terrifying that it's said to be cursed. A doll that whispers in the dark, moves on its own, and even ruins the lives of those who dare disrespect it. Sounds like something straight out of a horror movie, right? But what if I told you this isn't fiction? Meet Robert the doll, the haunted toy with a century-old history of terrifying those who cross its path. But what makes this doll so dangerous? Why do people from around the world beg for its forgiveness? And could there really be a sinister spirit trapped within its stitched smile? Most people would agree on this about Robert the doll. He's very scary. Even though he looks like a little boy in a sailor suit, his face isn't really human. His nose bump looks like two holes in a book. His body is full of brown marks that look like scars. His eyes are black and have big pupils. He has a mean grin on his face. He has his own toy dog in his lap. The dog's eyes are bright and the tongue is too big and sticking out all the time. A lot of people also agree on these other things about Robert. What they say about him is that he's haunted and has caused many bad things to happen, like car crashes, broken bones, losing jobs, divorce, and more. Robert is 117 years old now and lives at the Fort East Martello Museum in Key West, Florida. He has a new display case that was given to him by someone who is a fan of Robert's, according to the museum's curator, Corey Convertito. But Robert didn't seem to have changed after moving into a nice new place with humidity control and UV blocking glass to protect the treasure. The museum is still getting stories of bad things happening because of the doll. Robert used to belong to an oddball artist named Robert Eugene Otto, who was from a well-known Key West family. He gave Robert to the museum in 1994. Indeed, both the toy and its owner shared the same name, but the boy replied, Gene. As a child, Otto's grandfather got him Robert as a birthday present. He did this while on a trip to Germany. Otto's friendship with the doll lasted into adulthood. The Steiff Company, which made Robert, believes that he was first made as part of a set of clown or jester dolls for a window show. What people really remember is what they probably would call a bad relationship with the doll, says Convertito. He took it with him everywhere and talked about it like it was real and not a doll. He was Robert. That is, he is a living thing. The museum did some research and found that Robert came from the Steiff Company. This is the same toy company that made the first teddy bear in honor of Theodore Roosevelt. It's likely that Robert was never meant to be sold as a toy. A Steiff historian told the museum that Robert was most likely made as part of a set of clowns or jesters for a window show. Which is kind of cute, says Convertito, especially since he acts so naughty, it fits his personality really well. It's likely that Otto wore Robert's little sailor suit as a child and not one that the company gave him. The bizarre tales that were told about Robert the doll continued to grow as the years passed. Little Otto, the doll's original owner, began to blame the doll for every strange occurrence that took place in the surroundings of the house. This may have appeared to be nothing more than a child's imagination, running wild at first, but as time went on, the adults who were around Otto started to notice strange happenings happening as well. Otto moved into a magnificent home in Key West, Florida, which was referred to as the artist house as he approached adulthood. Obviously, Robert was there to accompany him. Several people, including kids and neighbors, have reported seeing the creepy figure of Robert sitting by a window on the second story and looking out onto the street. Some of the children even asserted that they saw Robert appear in a variety of windows at various times, which caused them to completely avoid the house. Following Otto's passing in 1974, the house and Robert were transferred to Myrtle Reuter, who became the new owner. She kept Robert for 20 years, during which time the unusual occurrences only multiplied and became more frequent. From the attic where Robert was being held, visitors reported hearing infantile laughs and footsteps that seemed to be of a mystery nature. It was said that his facial expression would change whenever someone spoke negatively of Otto while he was present. Additionally, Reuter asserted that the doll was capable of moving around the house on its own, giving the impression that it had a mind of its own. After 20 years of odd occurrences, Reuter ultimately gave Robert to the Fort East Martello Museum in the hopes of escaping the disturbing influence that he had on him. But Robert's legend continued to grow even when he was in the museum. It is claimed that Otto himself wore the famous sailor costume that was included with the doll. Nevertheless, the doll did not come with the suit. By becoming a phenomenon on a global scale, Robert was able to avoid falling into obscurity. He was the subject of movies, he made appearances on television shows, and he even became a hot topic on ghost tours. There is a dedicated fan base that purchases replicas, books, coasters, and t-shirts from him. He also has his own Wikipedia page and presence on several social media platforms. The museum even provides the opportunity for those who are truly courageous to spend the night locked in with Robert, where they will have the opportunity to experience his foreboding presence firsthand. They can write to him, and they do. I think he gets 1 to 3 letters every day, says Convertido. But these aren't your average fan letters. Most of the time, they're sorry. Many visitors say that bad things that happened to them after their visit were because they didn't value Robert or even insulted him, and they write to ask for forgiveness. Some people come to him for help or to hex people who have hurt them. Convertido says they have gotten over 1,000 letters, which they keep and sort by subject. Robert also gets phone calls and texts. People send Robert candy now and then because they know he likes sweets. He once got a box with 8 bags of peppermints, a card, and no return address. To be safe, the museum staff doesn't eat the treats that were sent to Robert. People leave him candy, money, and sometimes joints. It's not at all appropriate, says Convertido. We're still a museum. Convertido is the name of the woman who is responsible for the upkeep of Robert the doll at the museum. During the course of a yearly examination, she delicately removes him from the protected glass case he is kept in. She checks his weight to make sure that the steamy weather in Florida has not caused any harm to his straw-filled body, and she continues to keep a close eye on his status as time goes on. However, Convertido's responsibilities go beyond merely providing physical care. She is also responsible for managing all of Robert's social media profiles, which gives her the opportunity to handle the innumerable letters, notes, and emails that he receives from admirers and inquisitive spectators all around the world. She even went so far as to edit Robert's face onto the classic picture of Kim Kardashian holding a champagne glass on her backside. This was taken a few years ago. It was a lighthearted move that was part of a campaign to gain a grant for the museum. And because to Robert's 9,000-strong Facebook following, the campaign was able to win in a landslide. Sometimes Convertido writes letters for Robert. Jean always had that childlike quality about him, and we think Robert would want to be nice to kids. So she sends something to every kid who writes him. She has also replied to more serious ones, like one from a girl who was being picked on at school. Does Convertido think Robert is being watched by someone? I'm not sure. No, I don't, she says. Everything I've done with him has been great. It's never made me feel bad. I have a job to do, so I go do it. Our relationship has always been very simple. What's more, he just lets me do my job, even if there's something going on. If you're brave enough to keep exploring the world's darkest secrets, hit that subscribe button and join the journey.